welcome back to my channel, Limitless Voices, a place where every voice matters, a place for safe conversations. And today we are going to talk about something that is very important, and that is body image. And I'm so excited that I have an incredible person with me here today, and I'm going to first give him the opportunity to introduce himself to us.
Thank you so much. I greet you all who are watching. I'm so grateful to have been hosted by my sister here.
Yes.
Just maybe before I even introduce myself, I just encourage you all to subscribe to her channel. She's very passionate about the youth, especially. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. I just want to be another voice, limitless voice. My name is Dalton Benedict Mtawe. Super married and also to one woman, Esther Mtawe. We're making 10 years this next month, and we have 2 children. I just love the Lord, and anything that I can do to minister to you who is watching, and even to my own heart is really incredible. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, and that is the guest that we have today. And on the topic that we are really going to talk about today, there is no one who would have done a better job than him. I've known him personally, I've had him share stories, and I said, first hold it there. Why not host him and share his experience for you who is over there to the other side of the screen to learn from. And remember, I said we are going to be talking about body image. This is something that I somehow struggled with when I was still in primary. And I used to say, oh, maybe my breasts are so big, or my body does not really balance. And let me tell you, it had detrimental effects onto my self-image. I saw myself differently. But as you can see him, God has really blessed him.
Super.
And I've had people say so many comments about him and his body. So let me first hold it there and give it back to him, because I would like him to share with us his personal story with body image. Please, let the people outside there know, how has your experience been?
Yeah, as you can see, not because I'm the best person to do this job, but you can see for yourself, you who is watching. Yeah, I've been called several names. Giant. Recently, I got even a new name, Terminator. All because of my size. I think when it comes to body image, it's just one fraction of people who are struggling with identity crisis. So it comes in so many ways. Some struggle in their marriages, big, small. Some struggle with the height. Some people want to be short, there are people who want to be tall. Like, some people are really struggling with things that they cannot even change. So my own experience, at some point I was stigmatized for what I am. There was a time when I was very thin and very long. So if that's the right word to use, until now I got flesh on me, and I've had so many episodes of people who actually stigmatized me, until I realized something that I want to share with you guys today. The question of who identifies you, and whose identity are you holding on to be what God wants you to be. When I realized that every time I would want to go somewhere, maybe going to use a taxi, I had to wait for hours just to get a place where I can fit, because I can only fit in front and on the door. So either some people would have mercy on me for me and give me their places, those who have been there, or I really had to wait. But it was to another expense, because when taxis stopped, I would really struggle with the people. Like, people would talk about me almost through the whole journey. So at first it was really disturbing for me to become, everywhere I'm passing, I'm not that I'm the hugest person that has lived, but people to put me at that place where I am big and very tall, you know, and that kind of disturbed people. And it kind of disturbed me for people to make fun of my size. Until I realized something really important, that I was actually being traumatized over something that I cannot change. I cannot reduce my height. But then I had to realize the potential that God has given me in being who I am. So, my lifeline, I have at least dealt with basketball. So many people out there may be big and you think, hey, I can't run from here to there. Hey, I can't do this because of my size. I'm telling you now, what I am became a threat to many people, especially when it came to the game of basketball. I had to work, and at least I got an opportunity to represent my country. I got an opportunity to represent, to play until all the way up to the National League, and I was playing for UPDF. So in basketball, they know me as 140, and you know why? It's because when I would be in the paint, what they call, for those of you who know basketball, like, everyone would feel me. They would feel me. So when I'm going to box out, my friend, you will not get in my space. When I spin, they would call me moving train. When I stand in the paint, they would call me 140, because you will come and I've set a screen, hit me, and like you have hit a sponge, and you will run back. And then I started to realize, oh yes, I can do something with my size, something supernatural with my size. And when I realized that, now it made me actually believe more in myself. Going back to what I'm asking, who identifies you? Who have you allowed to identify you for what you are? If you're short, if you're tall, because this is just an identity crisis. If you perceive it, and it's a place of perception, the way you perceive it is the way you're going to respond, the way. So when I still sometimes use taxis, I would have said at that time, oh, maybe God give me my own car or something like that. I realized, okay, if I need to go early, I need to start early my journey, so that if I have to wait an hour, I don't have to be late for work. I have time. Until now, those people who actually used to have mercy on me to give me their places in the taxis, I started getting opportunities to become their friends. Because now the things that would have hurt me before when they were talking about me, now I saw that they were actually glorifying God for having created me this tall and, you know, and my size. So what I want to encourage everyone that is watching is, it comes out of your perception of who you are. You need to draw a distinction between what people define you and how you define yourself. And that is the bottom line. And that bottom line is built on what they call contentment. Contentment is not about that everything is perfect, no. Contentment comes out of having that inner peace and believing in who God created you. Because when I asked you who defines you, you are defined by the one who created you, not what men see you are. And when you connect with that, so I started to learn to be content with what I am, not because it was the perfect thing, but because God had created me. God created me so wonderfully. I'm wonderfully made. So it's just that inner peace that you have within you, and then you cultivate gratitude for it from the one who created you. And now from that, you start to draw actually yourself into opportunities that many would have felt felt bad about. I think maybe that can.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. I love the way he's really dissecting this really down. And one of the things that are really coming out strong is who really identifies you. And remember, we are still on the topic of self-awareness. Like, do you know who you are deep inside? More than just the looks, the height, tall, short. Like, do you really know who you are? But there is this that I like. It says, do you know whose you are? Do you know who really created you? Because there is a reason why he created you the way you are, whether short, whether dark skinned, whether brown. Like, he really has a reason why he did create you. And of course, contentment. Sometimes we are tempted to compare, oh, me, I'm small, oh, he's big, maybe this is missing. And that sometimes takes us onto a road of, I think I'm not enough. I think this is not meant for me. I think this is for someone else. But also gratitude. When our hearts are filled up, we are able to see all the good things around us. Dalton, we are living in a world where the social media has painted a specific picture of an ideal body shape. Have you heard about people saying, is it figure 8, but also for the gentlemen, like 6 packs, like it should be in a specific way. And remember, most of our young people, this is what they subscribe to. So as someone who has been on that journey of how you've turned what some people would think condemnation, but you saw opportunity out of it. You've identified your strengths, you used it in basketball, and you're one of the best people that I've seen around. What would you tell them? Like, what can you talk about the societal standards of what an ideal body image should be?
Thank you so much. Like how you have mentioned societal standards.
Yes.
So it is a mismatch, I would call it. It's a mismatch between what society sees as standard and what you need to see as your standard, or what the one who created you needs to see. So if you spend most of your time, let's say, I'll give an example. Let's say people want to become another color.
Yes.
I would say,
we have so many
you want to
of those.
bleach yourself
Yes.
to become another color that you are not. But God, the God who created you, did not make a mistake. He didn't make a mistake. He created you fearfully and wonderfully. And let me tell you, that is to the pleasure and the pleasure of men, not to the pleasure of God. So if you, I usually use an example that there are many people who would spend an hour, like maybe making up, but when they have literally forgotten to brush their teeth. Like,
Yeah.
the beauty that you have that cannot be changed is that inner person.
Yeah.
That when someone meets you, when they find you, it's not just what they see that they need from you. It is that inner person. They want to connect to that inner person in you. So as you take so much time to want to make yourself, because of the comparison, because of what society has brought, I mean, I want to put a disclaimer that if you are living recklessly, there are some point where I lived recklessly, like things to do with diety, not doing exercises, like you're going out of shape just simply because of your recklessness of living. That is different from someone who has actually been born like this. And there you know the answer already. You need to work out. You need to change your diet. You need to, that is the remedy for it. But if God created you and maybe you are small, you don't need a bam bam. You don't need, you don't need those things, because those appease men, those appease the world. But you are actually living in a shadow of something that you are not. The most dangerous thing that you can do for yourself is to live in the shadow of something that you are not. That is a sign that you're already telling God, I did not appreciate how you have created me. That's not a sign of gratitude. If you really want to be grateful to God for who He created you, you really need to appreciate who God created you to be. Now, why would you go and say, I hear pumping yourself? Why would you here
Yeah.
now slimming
A
yourself to the place where you're
yeah.
actually even going to get sick for nothing, get these
Yeah,
illnesses for
eating
nothing?
disorders.
But
Yeah.
let me tell you, it's not that what the image that the society has created about what beauty is actually has actually been it has actually crushed so many people, and they have brought so many regrets for so many people, especially the feminine side, that you think for you to look good is only enough. My friend, the Bible tells us that the beauty lies from within. The Word of God tells us that our beauty lies from within. As you focus so much on the outward beauty, when they connect, when you come closer to this other person, they want more than what your flesh can give you. So, my friend, I would rather spend more time thinking about how I can make an impact by just from within me, irrespective of how people perceive me. Right now, for me, I would say I am grateful because many people, from how they identified me, they thought I can make a very good bouncer. And that's something that they thought I could be actually my occupation, because that is the only thing that I fit. And people even wanted to recruit me in the army and stuff, because they saw if I was a bouncer of a certain maybe general or something like that, they would feel safer. So that is how they identified me. That my limit of purpose can be only to become a bouncer. My friend, I would rather want to use my strength to impact others, to help. As long as I'm not using my strength and my size to bring stigma to other people, hurt other people, and I'm using it to make an impact with other people. Nowadays, people just don't call me giant. They call me humble giant, because from a distance, they're afraid of me.
Yes.
Until they come closer to me and they say, hey, you can even step on him and he does not move. And for me, now that speaks a lot than me being all around, like threatening everyone because of my size. You just have to connect what the God created you with to a purpose. Identify what your purpose is. The opportunities that you have because of what God has given you. Now, when I realize that my size can do something in basketball, I do. Some people, when I'm playing football, because they think I'm tall and I'm big, I cannot, they think, oh, you score. I love goalkeeping. You score down, he cannot go down. They get shocked when they see me dive like this and then I'm getting these balls. My friend, why would you want to limit yourself to just an outward appearance, and then you create stigma within you, than to realize how purposeful it is that God created you like that, and then you realize, what do I connect with by being who I am? So would I think that she's inferior to me just because of I am taller, I am bigger than her? She's seated closer here, not even worried about anything, because she knows, if anything, I am just there to protect her. And I think that makes more sense than you wanting to run around for what society asks and then forget what is more important according to why you were created. Hope that makes sense.
I'm really loving this conversation, and of course society has labeled those, social media has, but what we are getting to hear from him, that's just on the outside. But what is inside of you that you can really bring out to serve and impact other people around you? We've been reading a book called The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren, and there is a part where he says God made you exactly how he wanted you to be.
Yes.
The skin color, the talents that he gave you were all meant to glorify him. And there is this one phrase that caught my eye. Immediately I opened the book. It says, it's not all about you. And as I heard you deliberate, you were actually saying, it's not about us. It's what is inside of us that we can use to serve other people. Sometimes which is not easy, more so for young people who are still struggling to find who they are. But I also love the fact that you're encouraging self-care and self-love. Exercise. Don't just sit and say, oh my, they said it's okay to be the way I am. Don't really neglect your health. Exercise, work out, eat well. And those are some of the things that will really help you become a better person, because when you feel good about yourself, what comes out will also be good. So Uncle Dalton, as we wind up, what are some of the words you would like to leave for the young people out there watching, but also anyone else who is viewing this?
Thank you thank you so much. I've spoken about 3 things, and that's what I want to just seal. One is, it's a crisis all over. It's part of the identity crisis, for you to want to identify yourself with something that you are not. That is very dangerous. I want to tell you that the more you learn to appreciate who you are, the more you learn to appreciate yourself, and that's the only way you're going to cultivate gratitude to God for creating you for who you are. I'm not talking just about big people. If you're small, and literally you are small, there is more to your life than actually what your size is. Just in the same way, if you are created short, that inner peace will come in for you when you realize that me being like this, I can still achieve a lot by being who I am. And those are some of the things that you cannot change. Are you going to add anything to your size for you to get taller? No.
Yeah.
So why would you cultivate stigma over something that you can actually not change? But you can cultivate joy, peace, hope out of that very thing that everyone might even think that is nothing. I always grew up fearing that for people to call me tall for nothing. And when anyone said that, it would really hurt me. But you see, it was a great opportunity that when I am moving around and everyone is watching me, what are they watching? What are they seeing? So it caused me to live a life that is purposeful, so that when people see me, they can actually glorify God's name over me. And I will leave you with just a few scriptures, if you would like. One is in Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 17 to 19. All these are encouragements of contentment, having that contentment in you for who you are. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 to 9. Paul is actually encouraging us to have contentment in what God created us. And the other one is in Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 to 13. Those are all encouragement of us being content. When you are content, you're not going to wonder about, you're not going to start comparing yourself with other people. You're not going to, you will see yourself as a uniquely created and gifted of the Lord. And you will not worry about it, because that is exactly like how my sister said from that book. That is exactly. Can you imagine that God took all the time and put he says, even one of your hairs, he knows. Think about that before you make the decisions to want to be something else that God has not created you to be. And I just want to encourage you, love being yourself. It matters a lot that you love being yourself. You will realize how beautiful, handsome, wonderful God created you. Not for yourself, but for the purposes, for kingdom aspirations. And you will start to live a life that will not, that you laugh at yourself saying, hey, I wish I had known this earlier.
Oh, wow. I know we struggle with different things. You may be struggling with the way you look, how your eyes are, how your mouth is positioned. But thank you, Uncle Dalton, for coming to remind us that we are unique and you're specially made to do whatever God really wanted you to do. So the time you find yourself doubting, second guessing and asking yourself, but I think I'm not enough. I think I'm not enough. I hope you're reminded that you're unique. Actually, in this book, he says, even the genes in your body, he chose them taking all his time. Even your parents. So my friend over there, when you find yourself doubting and second guessing yourself, remember you are unique and made in God's image. Thank you so much, Uncle Dalton, for coming. That has been our episode. Don't forget to hit the notification button. Let's keep this growing. See you some other time. Bye.